The only thing you really hear is yourself breathing. Otherwise, there's no sound, and it's just a very tranquil time to basically decompress your body away from all the external.
Jacob's Well looks like a serene escape, a perfect swimming hole framed by sunlit limestone cliffs and clear, cool water. But beneath its inviting surface lies a labyrinth of underwater caves and deadly traps that have claimed more than a dozen lives over the years. For decades, thrilling tales and tragic losses caught the imagination of adventurers and experts alike. Then, when human divers could go no further, a robotic explorer ventured into the darkest chambers, and what it found was far more haunting than anyone expected, uncovering secrets that had been buried in silence and silt for generations. The hidden dangers beneath. Jacob's Well, located near Wimberley, Texas, appears to be the perfect swimming spot. Clear, cool water nestled in sunlit limestone cliffs. On the surface, it's inviting, with families swimming in waters held at a constant 68 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. But beneath that peaceful surface lies a deadly secret few understand. What seems like a harmless spring is actually the entrance to a vast underwater cave system that plunges deep into the earth. The well connects directly to the Trinity Aquifer, opening into a labyrinth of narrow passages and dark caves carved over thousands of years. These tunnels extend far beyond what divers can see, twisting through a pitch-black maze. While the first chamber is large and safe for most swimmers, danger lurks beyond. The descending chambers become darker and tighter, with passages so narrow that even seasoned divers must squeeze through with great caution. These claustrophobic tunnels, ominously named the birth canal and the coffin, are as treacherous as they are tight. The deeper you venture, the more unforgiving the environment becomes, turning a fun adventure into a battle for survival. The most dangerous part of the cave system does not come from its deep sections or its steep rock walls, but rather its soft, powdery limestone silt, which covers all cave floors and poses the greatest danger. The silt remains undisturbed because it acts as a hidden danger that requires only minimal contact to become active. A diver who makes a mistake by kicking or touching the bottom surface will cause the powdery material to explode into a thick cloud, which completely blocks vision. The process begins when water first appears clear and then becomes an opaque fog, which completely stops all sight. When diving experts reach that moment, they will lose their ability to navigate and become disoriented, which will create panic about finding their way back. Actual survival in total darkness requires people to fight against time because their situation creates life-threatening conditions. The diver loses all ability to navigate when panic takes over, which leads to rapid breathing that consumes all remaining air supplies. The cave system appears peaceful at first, but it contains hidden dangers that have caused multiple fatalities throughout its history because it prevents people from returning safely after they enter restricted regions. The area between adventure and disaster presents an extremely risky situation. Jacob's Well functions as a swimming area, which offers visitors thrilling experiences while showing them Earth's natural beauty that protects its underground treasures through strict environmental regulations. People have continued to break through barriers for underground exploration because they send metallic grates to prevent entry at the spring. The well's silent surface appearance leads people to think it contains no danger, but its cold underwater sections contain severe hidden threats. The surface of Jacob's Well shines under bright sunlight and transparent water, yet the actual character of the well reveals itself as a dark, terrifying pit. The well becomes a silent, choking space, which also creates dangerous conditions for divers who go beyond its safe depth limits. The inviting waters hide a dangerous mystery that has caused multiple tragic events to occur. The shocking truths of this underwater labyrinth wouldn't come to light without a closer look, a deeper exploration that required new methods and new courage. The treacherous cave system. Jacob's Well is not just a simple spring, but a complex maze carved from limestone, with passages that challenge even the most experienced divers. As you descend, the initial spacious chamber gives way to a series of 4 known deeper chambers, each more confined and sinister than the last. These chambers connect through narrow, winding tunnels, their names alone summoning unease. The birth canal evokes a suffocating entry, and the coffin suggests a deadly end. These passages are barely wide enough to allow passage with diving gear, forcing divers to maneuver with extreme care. The limestone walls are polished smooth from millennia of flowing water, yet they close in relentlessly, reducing the margin for error. In such tight quarters, a diver's every movement becomes critical. There is no room to panic or fumble. One wrong breath or mistimed fin could mean disaster. Tightness is only part of the danger. The thin layer of limestone silt on the cave floor is a ticking hazard. Its softness makes it easily disturbed, and when unsettled, the silt fills the water column, turning the bright clarity into an instant blindness. This phenomenon is deadly underwater. There is no natural light, no visibility, only impenetrable darkness enveloping everything. Disoriented, divers can lose their way, trapped in a murk where up and down become indistinguishable. The cloud of silt spreads quickly while divers start to panic about their breathing pattern because they consume air at a faster rate than normal. The restricted space of this location becomes deadly when the oxygen supply reaches its endpoint. The situation requires divers to maintain complete composure while executing their tasks. Yet even expert cave divers encounter situations that exceed their capacity to manage. Jacob's Well contains hidden dangers that operate beneath its surface. The local legends about tunnel exploration tell two stories that warn people against entering these pathways. The cave functions as both a burial site and a geological wonder. Divers encounter dangers from natural forces and the cave's special features, which include its maze-like structure, unstable silt, and complete darkness. The environment offers no space for errors because multiple people have died under these circumstances. Explorers who return from their journeys describe two opposing elements that create an atmosphere that resembles an underwater prison instead of a magical environment. The cave requires divers to show utmost respect because modern diving equipment and techniques have not yet achieved this level of safety. The facility's narrow paths and dangerous floors show visitors that they enter a deadly natural maze that protects dangerous areas through its design. The underwater cave system of Jacob's Well remains unmapped because its hazardous areas create barriers that obstruct exploration of its uncharted corridors. The current exploration findings show that deeper exploration leads to increased darkness and narrower spaces which extinguish both light and hope. This hidden network beneath the well tells a story of both beauty and menace, inviting discovery but punishing recklessness. Its very design challenges the limits of human skill and bravery, waiting silently for the next diver willing to risk everything for a glimpse into its depths. Tragic history of lost divers. Jacob's Well, a beautiful yet dangerous natural spring in Texas, has claimed the lives of at least a dozen divers, each loss adding to its dark reputation. While some bodies were recovered, many remain lost in the depths, hidden beneath shifting silt and stone. These tragedies have left a lasting impact on the local community, inspiring both cautionary tales and a deep fascination with the well's deadly allure. One of the most haunting incidents occurred in 1979, when divers Kent Malden and Mark Brashear disappeared while exploring the deepest reaches of the cave system. At that time, cave diving lacked the modern safety equipment we take for granted today. Backup lines were rare, lighting was minimal, and regulations were nearly non-existent. Despite the risks, Kent and Mark ventured into the most dangerous chambers, unprepared for the cave's unforgiving nature. Their final moments were witnessed by a fellow diver, who saw them enter a narrow, treacherous passage. Moments later, a cloud of silt engulfed the area, plunging it into impenetrable darkness. Their dive lights signaled distress, but rescue attempts were thwarted by unstable, shifting gravel that repeatedly collapsed, making access impossible. Don Dibble, an experienced diver, was called to help with the recovery efforts, but nearly became a victim himself. Trapped under a mix of silt and rock, he fought for his life in total darkness. His survival highlighted the perils of the cave and its unforgiving nature. Despite relentless efforts, the bodies of the lost divers were never recovered. These tragic events transformed Jacob's Well from a peaceful swimming spot to a solemn reminder of nature's power. The well became a silent tomb, holding those who ventured too far into its depths and never returned. The diving community and loved ones of the lost divers continue to carry the weight of their stories, woven into every cautious exploration. Authorities tried to prevent further tragedies by installing gates and barriers to block access, but human curiosity and the pull of the unknown remained powerful. Some adventurers have risked their lives, dismantling these barriers to explore the well's depths, keeping its legend and its risks alive. The lost divers are not just statistics. Their equipment, air tanks, fins, and wetsuits, lies scattered in the depths, preserved in cold water and silent sediment. Their final resting places are concealed beneath layers of gravel, unseen by all but the most daring or desperate explorers. Their stories stand as somber reminders of the cave's deadly allure. These past tragedies have led to both physical and psychological barriers around Jacob's Well. Visitors are aware of the risks, yet many remain drawn to the mystery that lurks beneath its calm waters. The well's history is written in loss, a chilling backdrop to every dive. As diving technology advances, the fundamental dangers of Jacob's Well remain unchanged. The tragic history of lives lost beneath the surface serves as a constant reminder that Jacob's Well is more than just a natural wonder. It is a force of nature that demands respect and caution. Beneath the treacherous cave system and the echoes of tragedy, a new chapter awaited discovery through the eyes of machines built to brave the darkness. The robotic explorer's mission. After decades of tragedy and countless failed dives, experts reached a difficult conclusion. Sending human divers into the deepest recesses of Jacob's Well was simply too perilous. The risks far outweighed the rewards, with narrow passages, fragile silt, and crushing darkness, making even the most skilled cave divers vulnerable to disaster. To unveil the secrets hidden below without risking more lives, researchers turned to technology, deploying a specially designed remotely operated vehicle to explore where humans could not safely go. This underwater drone, known as Explorer, was engineered for extreme conditions. Built to withstand intense pressure and navigate tight, hazardous spaces, it carried powerful lights capable of piercing absolute darkness, alongside high-definition cameras that captured every detail hidden beneath the water's surface. Its mission was straightforward yet daunting: map the unexplored depths of Jacob's Well and shed light on the mysteries long shrouded in darkness. The team performed their training exercise by proceeding to lower the Explorer into the water after they assembled to observe the live broadcast from their monitor stations. The scene began with an appearance of calmness. The drone moved through the first chamber, which contained filtered sunlight, and displayed water so clear that it appeared as if objects floated through aerial space. The soft blue light created by the blue hues illuminated the smooth limestone walls, which produced an illusion of tranquility that disappeared when actual conditions revealed themselves. The drone entered deeper into the water, which resulted in natural light vanishing while darkness reached its maximum intensity. The artificial lights created visual pathways through the dark areas, which unveiled a narrow tunnel system made of pale limestone that developed through centuries of water erosion. The space began to constrict into a more confined area, which created an intense feeling of restriction as the walls moved closer together. The drone used the passage, which the birth canal operated under its name, to show the upcoming obstacles because the space provided only enough room for the vehicle to navigate through, while loose gravel and fine silt created visibility problems with every wrong move. The complete operational environment turned into a complete battle zone. The operators moved Explorer forward through controlled steps because they knew any mistake would result in silt contamination, which would block all camera visibility. The control room experienced complete silence because everyone inside maintained their breath, while time progressed from 1 hour to another. The drone finally reached its third chamber through the slowest possible progress, which brought it to an empty dark space that remained beyond all artificial light sources. The atmosphere became more spacious, yet it maintained an unsettling quality that resembled a locked space that had not been used for the past 20 years. The fourth chamber begins in this room through its entrance, which exists as a narrow opening that has become a legend. Divers identify this point as their ultimate destination because it leads to a complete aquatic territory that no human has ever explored. This journey beneath Jacob's Well had only just begun, and the deepest darkness was yet to reveal its chilling truths. The haunting discovery. As the drone neared the narrow opening to the fourth chamber, the atmosphere in the control room shifted. The passage grew tighter, its dark slit swallowing all light. Then, the drone's lights revealed a faint metallic glint partially buried in gravel. Initially, it seemed like a trick of the light, but closer inspection revealed a scuba fin, its shape unmistakable despite the silt and decay. Not far from the fin was a rusted air tank, scarred from years underwater, half submerged in sediment. Nearby, a torn fragment of a black wetsuit clung to a jagged rock. The team exchanged uneasy glances, the weight of the moment settling over them. The discovery was no longer just exploration, it felt like disturbing a grave. As the drone moved downward, another chilling sight came into view. Beneath scattered debris, a human skeleton lay trapped beneath a collapsed mound of gravel. Some bones peeked through the shifting sediment, frozen as if in a desperate struggle. The profound stillness in the chamber was overwhelming. For everyone watching, this was no longer mere data. It was a human story, buried for decades. The realization deepened as the drone illuminated more scattered equipment. Another air tank, more fins. These remnants told the same tragic tale, a tragedy marked by multiple lives lost. The cold, still waters had preserved them, forming a somber burial ground far from the world above. The confined nature of the chamber added to the dread. No visible exit lay beyond the drone's hover point, and the gravel piled thick and unstable, as if ready to collapse again. One wrong move had likely triggered a deadly shift. In such a tight, dark space, there was no escape, no light, no time left. Darkness and silence had claimed any hope of survival. The team realized the importance of their mission when the drone remained stationary above the frozen scene. The mapping expedition discovered a hidden crypt that contained the burial site of individuals who had reached their ultimate demise. Jacob's Well existed as an underground burial site that functioned as a natural wonder. The researchers provided evidence that validated fears that had existed for several decades. The lost divers Kent Maldin and Mark Brashear, who disappeared in 1979, and other missing persons from the past remained buried under sediment. The advanced technology revealed that Jacob's Well possessed two characteristics that required all visitors to show respect for the site: its natural beauty and its hidden dangers. Though the well's waters sparkle with beauty and cool serenity, beneath lurks a dark legacy carved in loss and mystery. The haunting discovery left no doubt. Some dangers are eternal, some places hold untold stories, and some secrets refuse to stay buried. The mystery and legacy. Jacob's Well is a mesmerizing natural wonder, drawing explorers with its beauty, but also an eerie aura that's hard to explain. Locals and visitors alike describe an overwhelming urge to dive deeper, as if the cave itself is alive, hiding secrets and daring adventurers to test their limits. This sense of an unseen presence only adds to its myth, making the well more than just a spring. It's a living mystery. Despite breakthroughs in exploration, much of the cave system remains unexplored and inaccessible. Experts believe the chambers we know are just a fraction of a vast subterranean network, possibly stretching for miles, fed by the Trinity Aquifer. Some theories even suggest that undiscovered life forms, adapted to the dark, could lurk deep within. Others imagine more supernatural possibilities, like the well acting as a portal to other realms. These legends contribute to its mystique. The fact that Jacob's Well poses dangers to people remains an uncontested truth. The well's quiet appearance conceals lethal hazards that have resulted in multiple fatalities during tunnel exploration attempts. The well's dangerous character demonstrates that natural beauty contains hidden threat. The well creates an illusion of tranquility because it serves as a cooling sanctuary from the intense Texas sun. The area contains an abyss that will consume anyone who steps beyond its boundaries. The well's combination of calming elements and hazardous threats creates a dual nature that makes it both frightening and interesting to people. Jacob's Well continues to exist as a mystery because ongoing research produces no more answers than questions. The waters show a dual reflection of nature's eternal secrets, and the human desire to explore untouched territories. Jacob's Well's story is one of stark contrasts. Breathtaking beauty shadowed by lethal darkness, curiosity matched by caution, and mystery intertwined with tragic history. The recent discoveries have finally illuminated what the cave has hidden for decades, but its depths remain largely untouched, inviting awe and respect. If this story captivated you, please like the video and subscribe for more gripping explorations into the world's most mysterious places. And be sure to check out the next video shown on the screen for an even deeper dive into another mind-boggling phenomenon.